Hey guys, Greg with the Aztec, just checking in. Tackle recommendation for the day is some 25-pound Blue Label fluorocarbon, number 2 Mutus. Back to basics here, some daytime fishing, some beautiful grade coming over the side, 5 or 6 going, 7 or 8 on deck. It's 25 to 30, 35
Fun
pound
fishing on the Thunderbird out of Davies Locker, Newport Beach, California. They're chasing foamers of bluefin tuna and catching several. Look in the mouths of those bluefin tuna. If you want to know what they're biting on, they are biting on the iron and poppers. They even have a yellowfin tuna. Continue to explode on the poppers. This is this angler's first fish on a popper, but it sure isn't his first fish. He pulls on this fish to perfection. Great
Please
job.
don't forget to support the Friedman Adventurers family members who make this all possible, like the taxman, Tim Marquez, and your garage door man, Joe Welker, who does a great job and gets rave reviews here at Friedman Adventures. Heating and or air conditioning needs, it's our dear friend, John Lopez, and also the Island Spirit, Ventura Sport Fishing. You can't beat it. Chris Isaac and the El Patron out of Long Beach Sport Fishing, www.longbeachsportfishing.org.
Get out of bed and wake up the kids, 'cause you know what time it is. It's time for the morning briefing. Fishing reports up and down the coast. Your Phil Friedman, your coffee-loving host. So much fishing intel, it feels like cheating when you tune into the morning briefing. Inshore, offshore, from the surf, bluefin, yellowtail, pod, surf, perch. They'll tell you where the fish are and what they're eating when you tune into the morning briefing. So give it a like and subscribe. Hit that bell to be notified of all the fishing content coming your way. Friedman Adventures is here to make your fishing day. It's a morning briefing, morning briefing.
Good morning to you. It is a beautiful Thursday morning. Let me tell you, it doesn't get any more gorgeous, more summer-like. The sun is shining, it's warm. That ocean is absolutely beautiful, and there's a lot of great fishing going on. We're going to have a little bit of weather on our hands here tonight, it sounds like, but that bluefin tuna last night bit in the windy weather. That's great news. South of the border in Mexico Lindo, we continue to see really great stuff. Long-range fishing, outstanding yesterday. Yellowfin tuna, bluefin tuna, yellowtail for all the boys who are on it. We'll tell you about that. And also, we're going to delve into our surf fishing bite. This is absolutely gorgeous. Should we give it the Tootsie test right now? Man, it's beautiful. Check out how gorgeous this water is. Nice and warm. It feels great. Should be some good fishing here. And I see a lot of surf fishermen here working the surf this morning. We've got the Channel Island White Seabass bite. We've got stripers and halibut in San Francisco, the islands to talk about, and so much more. You know what time it is. It is time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. Thank you so much. Can I do one more of those? Do you mind, please? So good and so great to be with you all on this absolutely pristine, gloriously, I'm not going to try to say that twice, gloriously beautiful morning. It truly is beautiful. Hey, one thing before we get started here, and before you start smashing that like button, don't forget those bluefin are biting on the poppers, the clear poppers. Tuna Riot.com. Pick up some of those great poppers today. Hit that like button. Share these videos with a friend. Make sure you subscribe to the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel and tick that filthy, disgusting, deplorable little bell, and you'll be notified when there is new content. You can also follow us on Facebook. Almost 3 million views now the past 28 days. Instagram, TikTok, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Really great to be with you all. Let's start in Mexico. We got to talk about what's going on down there at Cedros. There's a mix of good yellowtail fishing. There's still some white sea bass around, although that's tailed off a little bit. And there's some really excellent fishing for calico bass and some smaller halibut. Now, that's not to say that somebody can't crank a big sea bass or a big halibut. I'm just talking about the majority of fish being taken. Nice to see a surge in yellowtail action going on. We'll move you up now to San Quintin. And in that area, 140 miles down below the border, Chiflo, Flores, Tiburon, Pongas, K&J sport fishing down there. They're all just pounding the yellowtail. It's been a great yellowtail year down there in San Quintin. They've also caught sea bass, halibut, calico bass, barracuda. There's a lot of great fishing going on there. Pongueros out of Santo Tomas have also been encountering some pretty good yellowtail action just down below Ensenada, a little bit a ways down, and they've been doing pretty well there. And really good rock fishing offshore. We'll keep our eyes on that. And of course, in beautiful Ensenada, Baja California, only 70 miles down below the border, continued good bluefin tuna fishing. By the way, those other zones, Santo Tomas and San Quintin, there's bluefin offshore there also. Good bluefin tuna fishing out of course, Ensenada. We've seen a lot of fish on those Mad Mac lures. They will bite those clear poppers full speed, and also a little shiny kind of jig like a Daiwa SK jig will work really, really well on that bluefin tuna. It's been really steady, good fishing. There are some misses, no doubt about it, but overall it's been good. Now, around Santo Tomas, which is not that far down the coast, we mentioned the yellowtail. There's a few yellows zooming around Todos Santos Island also, and there's some really good calico bass, sand bass. There's an occasional halibut, really good barracuda fishing. It has been awesome out of Ensenada, and it just continues to impress. We're loving what we're seeing there. Long range fishing. I don't know how it can get any better than it was yesterday. Tremendous fishing going on as I drop my notes in the sand. And something's on my ear. What is that? Is that a kelp fly? Feels like one of those damn kelp flies. Yeah, it was. Really great fishing going on there for the long range boys yesterday. And it was a combined effort. The American Angler, the Spirit of Adventure, the Independents, all working together. What a great long range fleet we have out of San Diego. If you're coming to us from some other part of the world and you don't know exactly what this is like, it is phenomenal. 8-day trips, 16-day trips, 5-day trips. The food is so good. You can be a novice angler, walk on one of these trips, and the crews are so good, they will show you how to catch your dream, your trophy fish. It is spectacular. Yesterday, they all combined for great yellowfin and bluefin tuna fishing. They've had spectacular yellowtail fishing. There was a period here recently where some of the boys went through some slower fishing, no doubt about it. But man, what a day yesterday for those guys. So good to see it. On their way home, many of those guys will poke their nose into the Baja coast and catch some white sea bass like the Royal Polaris did here recently. Halibut, calico bass, sand bass, rockfish. It's pretty darn great stuff. We love what's going on our long range scene right now. This is so beautiful. You owe it to yourself to do some surf fishing like I see these guys doing down here, or to go for a walk like I see these guys coming toward me here. It's just so beautiful. Jump on a half-day boat. Experience the great outdoors. It is so nice. Let's talk bluefin tuna right now. And it was a little bit on the snotty side. There's no question about it. The winds had been coming up. Tonight will be the worst night of it. As we told you, most of that wind is going to hit on Thursday. And then while it will be breezy, it'll be entirely fishable. I think probably it's going to be fishable here this evening for the bigger boats. Last night, it was a little snotty, but we've been seeing just solid, great scores. These fish, the bluefin that is, are biting in the daytime, and they are biting at night on the jigs. There's a mix in terms of the size. You can get on a batch of fish that's 15 to 20, 25 pounds like that. Then you get on another batch that's straight 60 to 80. Then you get the 100-plus pounders. Most of that big fish is at night, although there are some exceptions to that in the daytime, especially when you're kite fishing for bigger fish, no doubt about it. And you can hang some bigger fish also, fly line in a bait. Tribute on a 2.5-day trip. They started out with 12 anglers with some really nice fish and some good fishing. Pacific Queen had a great trip. Fortune, Pacific Dawn, all slamming the fish with limits of bluefin tuna. And the El Dorado out of Long Beach Sport Fishing ran a trip. They went out last night, or actually I believe they left in the morning. And one of the greatest Freedman Adventure family members you could ever imagine, Rob Bradshaw, was on that trip, and his fingers were crossed, and he was sending me texts, and he's saying, Phil, what do you think about the weather? Are we going to be able to get this in? I think you're going to be just before the wind blows, Rob. And Rob went out there and got his PB, a new personal best for him, an 85-pound bluefin tuna. They ended up on board the El Dorado with 7 bluefin and a couple of yellowtail. That fish still bit for many other guys up there in that neck of the woods, so that is super good news. Rob said, hey, 400 to 500 gram, like Eddie bombs were best of all because of the inclement weather and trying to stay straight up and down. He said it was definitely sporty. Tungsten jigs work well. He said the best bite took place at sundown, so hopefully we'll see more of that today. The weather is going to go up a notch on us here this evening. We'll see how that all plays out. I know some guys have bailed on it, smaller boats, and maybe some of the big boys will try to hang in there in that. That's not the only game in town. Where I'm talking about is up here, around Santa Barbara Island, out towards San Nicolas Island. That's where a good jag of this fish is right now. And today, during the daytime, I think weather's just fine. I mean, it's breezy, but it's good enough to get a bite going here today. Should see some popper fish, should see some ironfish, should see some foamers up on the surface. And that is all probably going on right now in post-production. Maybe I'll be able to give you a little bit of an update. So really good stuff on our bluefin tuna. Weather comes up tonight, as we mentioned to you. Thursday would be the day, and then it will come down from there. Let's talk about the Coronado Islands, where we're seeing a ton of yellowtail, but those little devils have been reluctant to bite. They haven't been biting all that well, but there's a lot of forkage there. The Searcher ran from the tuna grounds. They're on a 5-day trip and fished the Coronado Islands yesterday. Ended up with 6 on the yellowtail. On board the Mission Belle, they had 15 yellowtail and a lot of rockfish, but more importantly, the Belle was out thanks to the San Diego Anglers Club with a group of wounded warriors, the men and women from our armed forces who put their lives on the line every single day. And, I don't know if those trips are better for the guys and gals who serve our country and have been injured, or for the volunteers, because everybody gets so much out of a trip like that. Hats off to our wounded warriors. Hats off to the San Diego Anglers Club. Hats off to the Mission Belle and her fine crew for a day that a lot of people are going to remember for a long time to come. The healing waters back there behind us. We talk about it all the time. It is so true. Looking at San Clemente Island, backside dropper loop fishing on the backside there. A little breezy here this morning to be doing it, but you can still pick off some really big quality yellowtail fish and a live squid on the bottom, occasional sea bass and halibut also there in that area, getting you to Catalina Island. Good variety there. Nothing terribly wide open. There's an occasional yellowtail, pretty good bass fishing, a lot of shorts in there, blue perch galore, some rockfish, sheephead, whitefish. The variety's there, but huge numbers are lacking, no question about it. But it's still gorgeous at the island, and I hope you can get out there soon. Don't forget, every single morning at 5 a.m. and the dog decks on that trip. That's right. Our great Anthony from Freedman Adventures is decking on board the El Patron out of Long Beach Sport Fishing. They also have twilight trips Friday, Saturday, And Sunday nights, you want to go out and load up on the sand bass. www.longbeachsportfishing.org. Keep that in mind. We'll take you up to the Channel Islands where our sea bass bite and our halibut bite has tailed off a little bit. We are getting a lot of wind and it's breezy up there today, but we see some pretty darn good fishing. We have the omnipresent rockfish bite. That's been spectacular. It's been really, really good up there. And there's still sea bass around. There's still halibut around. There's no doubt about that. Travis Bright, you talk about great Friedman Adventure family members with a nice big flatty on board the Island Spirit yesterday. They ended up with 6 halibut on their halibut special yesterday. That's every single Wednesday on the Island Spirit. They've got plenty of room for you tomorrow on there and Sunday. I think they're chartered Saturday, but you can check at www.venturasportfishing.com or give them a call at 805-676-3474. Nice going, Travis. Way to go, man, making us proud. He is one heck of a great guy and a great angler, no doubt about it. Gray light, 6 anglers, 11 white sea bass, 11 halibut. Another great day on the Cisco Landing, Channel Island Landing based gray light. They do such a fine job. Greg Bailey put that trip together, and it looks like he was rewarded with some great fishing. The Mirage, nice trip for them as they had 6 halibut, 3 white sea bass. And if those guys, you know, some of these guys, like I'm assuming Greg on the gray lights focused on sea bass and halibut and the other stuff not important, but if the guys like the Mirage turn their attention to other species, you know, sheephead, whitefish, rockfish, they're going to do just fine on that. Weather's up there this morning, and it's going to blow again tomorrow. It looks like we'll see how that all plays out. But the apex of this wind seems to be this evening, and then Friday should be fine, especially for the more local guys like the Island Spirit. We'll see how that all plays out, and there has been just spectacular fishing up there this year. Hey, also up there in Avila Beach and Morro Bay, we continue to see outstanding rock fishing going on up there. It's been fabulous on the lingcod and the rockfish. We see nothing short of great fishing. Also, we've seen some really good fishing up in San Francisco as the bite on stripers and halibut has been spectacular here also. It's been really good up there in that neck of the woods. Lovely Martha Sport Fishing and several other guys. California Dawn, all the operators up there have been doing really, really well here recently. All right, let's talk about our local bass bite and everything else. Down in San Diego, we've seen some pretty good sand bass fishing, and that's continuing. How about a 24-pound halibut on board the Dolphin, along with sand bass and some other critters? It's been such a great year down there in San Diego to be local fishing, I'll tell you that. Moving you up the coast, good calico bass fishing around Dana Point, although a lot of shorts. And then up, you know, you get to Newport Beach, and some of those guys end up here on the Huntington Flats. Twilight fishing still steady. I would call the sand bass bite the last 48 hours throughout the entire area. Huntington Flats, if you're a private boater, it's still full speed, wide open. Sport boats with a bunch of people, decent. Nothing to scoff at. It's still good. It's not lights out, wide open limits right now for the most part. That's how I would characterize it. Probably the best bite still at night on the twilight trips. We'll see how windy it is, however, tonight. But by the weekend, I think we might get back to some pretty decent weather. And I was out there on the El Patron. We had snotty, windy weather and still ended up with limits of sand bass. So good stuff going on up there, or here, I should say, on the Huntington Flats. Once again, picking and scratching and putting together some good days on the Enterprise, on the Victory, on the City of Long Beach. All the boys up here in this neck of the woods have been doing pretty good. Spitfire, 3 halibut, decent amount of sand bass. Monte Carlo doing well on the sand bass. Not wide open, but picking away at it. And when I see scores like this, you know, I'm thinking of the average person who may not be tuned in to exactly what to do. Man, you drop that fluorocarbon down to 15, you choose a really good hot bait, and you're gonna come out of there with a limit of sand bass. I'll guarantee you. You watch, those guys who really know what they're doing are still catching limits of sand bass under these kinds of conditions. Native Sun also doing really well. We also see up there Ventura area, you know, all throughout the Oxnard area along the beach. Some good barracuda fishing going on there, as well as some good calico and sand bass fishing. Good sand bass fishing out of Santa Barbara yesterday. That was also very, very good. Taking a look at the Southern California surf right here. It's beautiful, and there should be some really excellent fishing going on here this morning. A lot more Corvina. That water felt very warm to me, so you might want to give that a shot here later today. It's such a great way to experience the beautiful Eastern Pacific. Bunch of surfers heading this way, guys out enjoying the environment. I absolutely love it. Down around Huntington Pier, there's a lot of sand crabs down there in that neck of the woods. We continue to see good stuff there with Corvina and yellowfin croaker. I see quite a few surf fishermen down here by Anderson and Pacific Coast Highway. There's some bar perch, there's been some walleye perch, there's been a few Corvina, there's been an occasional short halibut. Here in Surfside, there's some guys fishing down by the jetty where they will regularly pick off a halibut or two, so they've been doing pretty good also. So we'll continue to watch that for you right now. Some great young men are headed down toward the jetty to catch a wave here this morning. Beautiful stuff here this Thursday morning. You have got to love it. Up there toward Long Beach, occasional halibut and some pretty good yellowfin croaker fishing up there at 72nd place around the Topaz Rock Jetty. Some Corvina up there, and also we've been seeing a pretty good jag of fish up there at El Segundo, El Porto area. There's been some Corvina up there. Sand crabs, you dig in the sand and dig up some sandworms. That's such a good bait. Or you go to Big Fish Bait and Tackle on the corner of Seal Beach Boulevard and Pacific Coast Highway. They've got all your bait needs, not only for surf fishing, they are Southern California's surf fishing headquarters, but they just got in some great tungsten jigs for bluefin tuna, available now at Big Fish Bait and Tackle. While they last, they've got not only all your surf fishing stuff, but they've also got everything you will need for a successful offshore adventure, island adventure. They'll take really good care of you. All right, my friends, beautiful Thursday morning here. Can't thank you enough. We keep Bob Gifford in our thoughts and our prayers, our dear Freedman Adventures family member. I've known Bob for probably 60 years. That's how long I've known him. And he is very ill and appreciates all your love and support and prayers. He told me that the other day. My brother's on his way down to visit with Bob. Paul and I will go over there and see him shortly once again. We'll continue to keep our eyes on this and so much more. Next big raffle, August the 11th. Mark it on your calendars. Chuck Zimmer from Z Custom Rods is on the searcher. Yesterday they had 6 yellows at the Coronado Islands. They are currently off Santo Tomas looking around for a yellowtail or two. There's a lot of seiner pressure, Chuck told me here this morning down there in that neck of the woods. So they're going to try for some yellows and then fall back on some what should be some excellent rock fishing in that area. All right, my friends, have a great and wonderful day. And as always, I hope to see you really, really soon.